Welcome back, everyone. Let's go on a tour today. No, this is not a travel tour. This is a bookshelf tour. So behind me you see some books that I've accumulated over the years, and I'm going to take you through it. So let's begin. So let the tour begin. First is the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. Everyone has read it. There's no need to say how good it is. It is a box set of 7 books. And I think everyone should have this in their book collection. Moving forward, we have... Next, here is A Song of Ice and Fire by George R. R. Martin. It is again a set of 7 books. The famous show Game of Thrones has been adapted from this very series. And I'm going to show you something interesting about this, that this I purchased from Amazon, and this book set came with a map. So let me take you to the map first. So yeah, this is the map that came with the box set, and it says the Westeros and Free Cities, and it has the 4 symbols of the 4 houses, that is Lannister, Baratheon, Targaryen, and Stark. So let me open this. And as you open this, you will find that this is how it looks like. I think you should all get it from Amazon. I mean, come on, if you were a fan, you gotta have this. Okay, let me just zoom in a little bit and show you. You know, I'm realizing that I'm speaking with an accent, because if I do not speak with an accent, this entire video is going to be very annoying to watch and listen. So yes, getting back to the tour of the bookshelf. Back to the cupboard again. So as we are talking about the fantasy series like Harry Potter and A Song of Ice and Fire, let's move towards a very underrated fantasy series, that is Brandon Sanderson's The Mistborn series. I highly recommend the Mistborn series to anyone who is fond of adventure, and just as J.K. Rowling and George R. R. Martin prepares us for an adventure and takes us to a whole new universe, this also does the same. There is this entire atmosphere where there are ashes raining from the sky, there is a female protagonist, and I just have the 3 books of the series. I highly recommend reading this Mistborn series to everyone. This is really good. Next, let's do some horror by Stephen King. I have 3 books, that is The Shining and It. I have read these 2, and these are really good. And I haven't read The Stand, so it is in my to be read TBR. Next, I have the Dune Book 1 by Frank Herbert, and I haven't read it fully. I'm halfway through it, so planning to read the rest someday soon. And next is Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky, and this is a very old classic, and I highly recommend reading this book because you will get a lot of perspective about human nature. Next is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bront. There are so many movie adaptations of this book, but you know what? So Wuthering Heights is so good that some schools actually include it in their curriculum. So I just have 3 self-help books, that is The Power of Your Subconscious Mind and The Rule of 5. Okay, but my personal favorite is Flow, The Psychology of Optimal Experience by Maile Csikszentmihalyi. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Okay, this book you will get it on Amazon, and I suggest that this is a must read because it deals with positivity and the philosophy of flow. So in this particular book you will find many stories where the theory of flow and the concept of positivity and the philosophy is shared, and then you will get many different kind of perspective about the theory of flow. You know, while I am doing and recording this video, I'm noticing that if I had my nails done, this would have been a very aesthetic video. But anyway, moving forward, we have... Oh my god, the plastic is not even... I have not taken out the plastic yet. Anyway, so this is a continuation of the Japanese book series, that is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi, and I have read the first book. This regards, well, a time traveling coffee place. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but yes, I hope to finish this soon. So this is a collection of the physical books that I own, but you know what? Nowadays I have been reading more and more books on my Kindle and free PDFs. I mean, for a reader it's not that promising, but well, you have to do what you have to do. So yes, currently on my Kindle I'm reading Dragonfly in Amber by Diana Gabaldon. That is from the Outlander series on my Kindle. So moving forward to the next I have 6 books by Dan Brown. That is Inferno, The Lost Symbol, Origin, Angels and Demons, Deception Point, and Digital Fortress. I haven't read the Origin, and the rest I have read, and my favorite is Inferno. Well, I don't know why I like this book very much, because I feel that this is something that can actually happen in the real world. You have Robert Langdon running up and down to save everyone, but you know what? Maybe he's late this time. Well, there's a movie adaptation too, and everyone knows that Ancients and Demons and the rest is really good, but again, I would prefer this as my favorite book, Deception Point. And this is my favorite because this, I'm not giving away any spoilers, okay, because this book has many instances where you will just put the book down and think to yourself, oh my god, I just did not see that coming. And when you're halfway through the book, you will realize that the title of the book actually does justice to the story. I mean, as you're reading it, you will feel that you are on the glacier and your life is slipping away. Okay, moving forward. Now, Jane Austen is one of my favorite authors. Okay, and that is because this was the first book that I read, Pride and Prejudice, and after reading this book, I thought, okay, fine, I must give the rest a try. That is Mansfield Park, Sense and Sensibility, Emma and Persuasion. Again, I haven't read those because I'm not getting the time, but I will someday. Okay, then moving forward, we have Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and I have read it like twice, and I am so happy that I've read it twice. While we are counting, I have read the Harry Potter book set through and through 3 times. It is really good. So next is this book, that is Perfume by Patrick Suskind, and I really recommend reading this book because how actually through the words the author is able to describe everything from noise to scenery, imagery, even stench. I mean, if you read the first 2 pages of the book, you will understand what I'm talking about, because you will feel that you're actually standing in that stenching and dingy market in France. Okay, so moving forward. Again, we have some fantasy books by Stephanie Meyer, that is the Twilight series. Okay, I think I lent the first book, that is Twilight, to someone. Okay, and below this we have the Divergent series by Veronica Roth. It is a set of 4 books set up in a dystopian future where it is all about survival. So now, moving forward, why is this here History of Modern India by Bipin Chandra? This is supposed to be in the academic section. Anyway, so this is where I keep my books. Like the storybooks and the novels are at the back, and as you can see that this place is actually, the front part of it is actually clear, and this is where I store my academic books. So I think I might have just kept it. Anyway, moving forward. The next I have is The Girl Who Played with Fire and The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest by Stieg Larsson, and again, great read, highly recommended. You have a strong female protagonist, there is action, there is intensity, then there is the protagonist is smart and strong, bold, fierce. There are movie adaptations as well. You will just realize that most of the books have movie adaptations. And this is maybe how I find it, because it's supposed to be the other way around. Like, you're supposed to read the book first, and then when you go to the theaters or you find a web series and you're like, oh fine, there's a book to it. But in my case, it's been the other way around. I find a movie or a web series, and then I'm like, at the end of it, when they show you adapted from this novel or this source, and I'm like, wait, they have a book about it, I have to have it. And then when I read the book, I'm completely baffled by how good the book is, because sometimes the movies, they don't do justice to it, and sometimes they actually do. So moving forward, we have Haruki Murakami. So I have 3 books. That is The Winterbird Chronicle, Blind Willow, Sleeping Woman. I have read these 2. I haven't completed 1Q84. You must be thinking that why I do not have Kafka on the Shore. I do have Kafka on Shore on my Kindle. So yes, I do not buy physical copies of the books that I've already read in Kindle because, well, budget issues. Moving forward, there is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Again, great read. And The Godfather by Mario Puzo. You don't have to say how good it is. Everyone knows that. Highly recommended. Okay, and so the last book in this column is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, and I do have the Fellowship of the Ring and Twin Towers. I think I lent it to someone. Okay, so these are my personal opinions about each and every book that I own, and I know that I'm in no position to review any book, but I'm just telling you whatever I felt while reading the book. Okay, next we have the 50 Shades category. Well, I think I again lent the first book to someone. It was a fine read. And next is Shoe Dog. Well, this is again amazing, and this is a real life story, so yeah, I think you should read it for, well, gaining some perspective about life. Next is Ready Player One. Again, if you have read the book or if you've seen the movie, you will understand that why it is good. I mean, in today's world where everyone is online and playing different kind of games, I think this one really stands out. Next is The Eye of Darkness by Dean Koontz. I think you should give it a try. This is again an amazing thriller. You will like it. And next we move on to some Indian authors. Alright, so flipping the camera, and here we have Amish Tripathi. I have 4 books: The Secret of the Nagas, The Oath of the Vayuputras, Sita the Warrior of Mithila, and Ram, the Scion of Ikshvaku. This made me reconnect with my cultural roots, and I have never felt more proud after reading this. I was like, okay, fine, I should go and find out more about everything that my culture has to offer. Seriously. Next, moving on to more Indian authors, that is, I have World's First Best Boyfriend by Durjaya Datta, and She Broke Up I Didn't, and If It's Not Forever, It's Not Love. I like the stories. And moving on, You're Trending in My Dreams by Sudeep Nagarkar, and I have 2 Chetan Bhagat books, that is Revolution 2020 and 400 Days. I have read the rest Chetan Bhagat books. I have borrowed and read it, and again, great read. I haven't completed this book, that is A Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. This was taking a lot of time to read because, well, again, it is a difficult read for me, but this is really good. If I want to recommend it to everyone who wants to read something different other than fantasy and thriller. Next, I bought The Interpretation of Dreams by Sigmund Freud. I don't know why I bought that. I haven't read it. Maybe someday I will read it now. So now next is we have Hidden Bodies by Carolyn Kepner. And you all must be familiar with the hit Netflix series that is You, that was actually adapted from this particular book. Now, I have read so many Paulo Coelho books, but I own just Veronica Decides to Die. The rest are all, well, borrowed. And next is we have 1984 by George Orwell. Fitting for today's society. Everyone should read it. And I just have 1 Bengali literature, that is Golpo Gucho, and I'm actually kind of feeling guilty that I don't own more Bengali literature. Well, I should. And as this video comes to an end, here is my Kindle. Looking cute out there. Alright, so moving forward, we have the Shadowhunter book series by Cassandra Clare. And actually, when I saw the show first, I thought, okay, fine, now I have to read the books and see to it how much are they going through the same storyline as they are. So yes, I have read the first book, that is City of Bones, and need to finish the rest. And you know what, this is a great read for, again, fantasy readers. I highly recommend this book. And these are some of the books that I have recently purchased. Although there's so many books to be read, my TBR list is like overflowing, but yet I am here buying new books. And my Kindle is also overflooded with so many ebooks, but you know what, you gotta do what you gotta do. So this is The Year of Witching by Alexis Henderson, The Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow, and Vicious Spirits by Kat Cho. And this is the only graphic novel that I have, that is The Lost Carnival by Dick Grayson. And this is going to be, you know, an amazing read, I hope so. And this was the book tour. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you liked it, please subscribe so that it motivates me to make more videos. See you again soon.